find us, tag us, and share us. If you're watching this part of my tutorial today, friends, you are most likely watching the replay. So if you would please leave me a little comment, hashtag replay, so I know you were here. And as always, if you have a question or are interested in anything that you see me make, feel free to send me a private message. All right, switch out into my business page. Okay, friends. All right, I am back. I had to go shut my heat off. It was chilly in the house when I woke up this morning, but I wanted to shut it off because it's supposed to be in the 70s today. Hi, Ellen. How are you? Welcome. You're the first one in. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Everything looks good on my end, but if I need to adjust anything, let me know. Today is Puppy Love at the Bread Ideas and Crafters Marketplace group. Hi, Brandy. How are you? Welcome in. Brandy, you're going to love the project I'm making today. It's so cute. It's so cute. All right, let me grab this and bring it over. I'm doing a spin on this, guys. You guys, hi, Maureen. Maureen, girl, we are twins separated at birth. The subject we were commenting on Debbie's. I'm happy to see you too, Ellen. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Mary. All right, we're making a spin on this. I have a couple of these acrylic snowflakes left that I got. Hi, Stephanie. Before all the holiday went away at Hobby Lobby, and you guys watched me make this snowman snow globe a few weeks back. So I'm putting a spin on this. We're gonna make something similar. Last night, prepping for today, I cut out another snow globe. Now this is done with a cookie cutter, and it's from my friend Michelle, the crafty ma'am, who just hopped on. Good morning, Michelle. So you guys saw how I used her tiny antlers for the snowman arms on this one as well. Smitten with everything Michelle makes. Her stuff is so cute. So this is her snow globe cookie cutter, and it is, because she does things in different sizes, guys, it is about 5 inches. About 5 inches. All right, so I went ahead last night. I did the base in gray, and then I did the bottom in gray and shaded it, and the top in blue and shaded it, because I wanted to give that a chance to dry. I'm gonna set it aside so I don't knock into it. All right, so inside the snow globe today, because the challenge today is Puppy Love, we're gonna make a little puppy dog. I'm gonna show you, I whipped this one up last night just so I could get my sizing. But I'm gonna show you how I made this little puppy dog, and we're gonna make a little snowman to go next to him, or I'm gonna attempt to. So let's get started. It's 11 o'clock. You're so welcome, Michelle. How's everyone doing today? What is everyone doing today? All right, first I'm taking a teaspoon, measuring spoon, and I'm gonna get a teaspoon of, this is graham cracker colored clay. I'm gonna get a teaspoon of graham cracker colored clay. You guys, I am doing first time add to my list. Yes, Stacy. Yeah. Michelle's stuff is so cute. Right, Michelle? Love the puppy. Well, challenge today is Puppy Love, so I had to, I'm totally, now that I'm moving away from Christmas, designing I'm totally into snowmen. As a matter of fact, yesterday I worked 3 hours outside, paid for it at the end of the day, pop an Advil, had to take another one this morning. I have bruises on my legs, my back is sore, my neck is sore. I took all my outdoor decorations down. So sad. But I put my snowman stuff up. So cute. Chick-fil-A drive-thru, what you getting? What you getting? Yeah, little puppy, and it's really easy to make. So I took a teaspoon of graham cracker, rolling a ball to get the creases out, guys. Do you hear her, Michelle? Yeah, her little tag on her collar. She's eating in the laundry room next door, and her little tag hits her little ceramic redone dish, and it goes tink, 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 tink the whole time she's eating. All right, and then I'm gonna flatten it out a little, and I'm gonna keep the puppy's head round. We're not gonna give it a shape. We're gonna keep it round. All right, so there's that. All right, so then I'm gonna come in the half teaspoon measuring spoon and learned this trick from our fearless leader, Debbie. She uses measuring spoons, and Stephanie, it's not mint green, it's called embellished blue. And we had the painters, when they were building our house, lighten it by 50%. It's embellished blue by Sherwin-Williams, and we have them lighten it by 50%, so it wasn't so deep and rich. Hi, Alyssa, how are you? We live at the beach, so we did the whole interior of the house with the exception of my husband's man cave and one guest room upstairs and the master bedroom. We did different colors, but the whole rest of the house is that pretty soft beachy blue. Hi, Ramona. How are you? Welcome in. All right, again, rolling a little ball, putting it on the table, and just lightly taking my finger and going to do like a fat kind of a teardrop. Fat teardrop. Spicy chicken sandwich, pepper jack cheese, and french fries. Oh, that sounds like lunch. Michelle, are you on Central Time? Is it 10 o'clock your time? Oh, are you getting it to take home? You're getting it to take home, probably. Duh. Okay, one little a fat teardrop. Like the top, I left fat. I didn't make it pointy. And then we'll do another one. And I kind of, right where that bottom part is, I kind of put a little bit more pressure to kind of, not an hourglass shape, but to give the bottom a fatter shape, because that's going to be our paw. And then take my, hi Christine, how are you? Take my fancy expensive tool from the dollar store. And we're going to do two little lines to make it look like a paw. Hi, Tina. How are you? Happy New Year. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. All right, so then you have two little leg paw situations. For this application, I'm not doing a body, guys. So we're going to take the two little legs and paws, put them together. Like that. And then I'm going to go back in with my tool and redo the lines because I touched them and they got a little D embossed. Hi D, how are you? Welcome in. I'm showing everyone how I made this puppy last night, and then we're going to make a little snowman friend. So then you just have your circle and your legs and your paws, okay? I know it looks weird right now, but trust the process, okay? Then I'm gonna take another tiny, just a pinch of the graham cracker. I'm doing great. Yep, early lunch. Oh, gotcha. Michelle, gotcha. Take a little pinch of the graham cracker, and it's just a pinch, guys. It'll be based on the size of your puppy dog head. Little pinch, roll the ball, flatten it out, kind of to a little bit of a oval shape, I want to say, guys. I'm going to check it to see if it, yeah, that looks good. Kind of like an oval capsule situation. And then I'm going to come back in with the fancy tool, the thick end. And I'm going to, some like black fuzz on here. I don't want it to get into my clay. I'm going to push this little muzzle down over the flat end to give it a little bit of an indentation. A little bit. All right, and then I'm going to put it back down on my table. Flatten it out. You guys, I grew nails over the Christmas break. I was off for 10 days and my nails grew, which was nice for the holidays, but I had to go and cut them all off. I cannot craft with nails, y'all. I cannot craft with nails. All right, and then it's so tiny, hard to see, but it has a little muzzle with a little indent shape. And last night I tried to do a little tongue in there, but we're gonna add a scarf, and it was too close. So I'm not even gonna add it today. All right, and then I'm gonna attach the little muzzle onto the puppy dog face. All right, so then you have that, okay? Today's muzzle came out a little bit bigger than the one I made last night, but that's okay. Doggos are all different, right guys? Doggos are all different. All right, so next I'm gonna get a smidge of black. Thank you, Miss Debbie. Thank you for sharing, appreciate it. I'm showing everyone how I made this puppy dog, Debbie. And we're gonna make him a friend, and then we're gonna add it to a snow globe. That might be a little bit too much black. You guys know I like big eyes and big noses on my characters. But this guy's little, so we don't wanna overwhelm him. So just rolling a little black ball, and that will be Doggo's nose. Super cute. Okay. Then we're gonna come in with some chocolate chip, and we're going to do a half teaspoon again. I'm trying to remember what I did last night. Half teaspoon. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm still waking up. You guys know I'm not a morning person. Still waking up. All right, a half teaspoon. And then I do believe for this size, what I did last night, I'm trying to remember. Roll out a little log and cut it in half, okay? Easy so far, guys, very duplicatable. And then each of the little pieces, you're gonna roll into a ball, get the creases out, do a teardrop, and roll it to like the size of your puppy dog, and then flatten it with your finger. Like that. Okay, do it again for the second. Doggos have 2 ears. And roll a little ball. And a teardrop. Flatten it out. We're gonna add the ears to our little dog's head. One on one side. And you don't have to worry too much about what it looks on the top because we're gonna give him that hat. We're gonna give him the hat. So that situation will be covered. I love little things, guys. You guys know I love tiny. I don't like big projects, but sometimes they're a little challenging to work with. I feel like I have fat fingers. All right, and what I'm gonna use, you can use little black gems. You could use teeny weeny little pieces of black foam clay, but after I get everything placed, I will come back in with some black puffy paint to do the dog's eyes. That's what I did on him last night. Hey, Shannon, my pink sparkly sister. How are you? Welcome in. All right, then I'm gonna set this aside. So that's how you do the dog. I'm gonna set him aside, move on to the snowman, and I will make the hat for the snowman, because I don't want to run out of time, guys. I will show you how I made that hat when we do the snowman, okay? All right, so I did not make a prototype of the snowman last night. We're just gonna wing it. I'm pretty sure we can do a snowman. College kid, tomorrow. I heard you, Michelle. You're taking him tomorrow. Yeah, Michelle, yeah. I remember those days. I used to love Christmas break, though, because I used to love having my boys back in the nest with me. All right, so this is half of a tablespoon. And this particular snowman is going to have two parts, a bottom and a top. Traditionally, well, some snowmen have two. I was going to say traditionally snowmen have three. Some have two. So I did a half a tablespoon for the bottom and 1 teaspoon for the top. All right. So we're going to roll the ball. Hi, Joanne. How are you? Welcome and Happy New Year, sweet lady. I just showed how to make this little puppy dog. We're going to make him a snowman friend. And then we're going to put them in a snow globe and put it on a snowflake. Today is puppy love. All right, the half a tablespoon ball. Roll it out, get your creases out, and then we're going to flatten it out. Because I want these characters like semi-flat because we are going to put them in the snow globe. So, and then on the top, I'm just going to flatten it slightly. So when we put the head on, it has somewhere to sit. All right. Take our teaspoon size piece of clay, roll it in a ball to get your creases out. Who's gonna give this a try? It's so cute. Organizing your craft room today. Julie and I did that yesterday. I took all of my outdoor Christmas decor down. And then when I came in, because I had several bags still that I had bought from Hobby Lobby and just left the supplies in bags in the garage, and it was making me crazy. So I organized my craft room, put all my Christmas supplies kind of away. Then you have your little snowman, your two. Yep, and that looks like a good size. All right, so I'm going to show you now how to make the hat. All right, so we're going to make a pink hat. Of course we are, you guys. Of course we are. We're going to make a pink hat. So I'm going to come in with some pink clay. Give it a little condition. It's a never-ending job. Yes, Joanne, yeah. Towards the end of the season, I got so overwhelmed, because every time I go to Hobby Lobby, I'm compelled to buy stuff. It's 50% off. I have to get it before it's gone. And I was just leaving it in bags in the garage, you know, pulling out what I needed and leaving it in bags in the garage. This is a little sweater silicone impression mat. I'm gonna put the clay in there. Hi, Lambrina, welcome. Happy New Year. And we're going to roll it first one way on that impression mat and then carefully turn it, roll it the other way. I want to make sure I get a nice, good sweater impression. If I don't, I will do it again. Lift it off. Looks good. Looks good. All right, guys. Then I have this little set of cutter shapes. I'm going to pull out the medium. There's like 3 sizes in each of them. I'm going to pull out the medium triangle. And I'm going to cut 2 triangles out of the little sweater impression. Pop it out, cut another one, pop it out carefully because I don't want to like de-emboss it. We're done with that for now. And I just cut 2, guys, because I wanted the width. Christine, I do that too. Sometimes I leave it in the back of my car. And then it doesn't stress me out so bad because when I go in my garage, I don't see it because it's in my car. All right, we're just going to layer one on top of the other. And again, guys, it's just because I wanted the height. I did 2 because I wanted the height, okay? I wanted the thickness. So you don't even have to do the second shape with the texture if you don't want to. All right, let me come back to the snowman. I pulled this little smile tool. Do I want to give him a smile? And then 2, yeah. Because he's so tiny, I'm just going to give him a smile instead of the black dots like I normally do, guys. Let's try this. Let's give him a little smile. Super cute. Oh, I like that shape. Cute. Okay. All right, let's make him a little nose. I'm going to do the eyes the same way as I'm going to do for the puppy dog. Once I place them on the snow globe, I'll add some puffy paint. All right, tiny little teeny weeny piece of peach. Boxes and bags unopened. Oh, Stacy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That looks a little big for this guy. He's teeny. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one that does it, you guys. All right, tiny little ball. And then a tiny little teardrop. I'm gonna flatten it down on my table a little bit. Woo, these tiny pieces. I think that size is good. We'll add it to his or her little face. Cute. And then we'll come back in with the eyes. Okay. All right. So the hat, we can go ahead and you know what? I'm going to take a tiny little piece of a toothpick. You don't have to, guys, but I'm gonna. Tiny little piece of a toothpick. I feel like I did last night. And I'm just going to put it in the top of the head. And even though this is wet clay to wet clay, I'm going to put a tiny little bit of super glue on the bottom, just for a little insurance. And then we're going to add the hat onto the little snowman head. Because I put super glue, I don't want to put that on my silicone mat. Protect the mat at all costs, guys. Protect the mat. And then my little triangle hat was a little bit wider than the head, so I'm finger pressing the hat onto the head a little bit. So then you have something like that. Looks a little weird, guys. Trust the process. All right, so now I'm going to show you what I did for the fur. Grab some white. You guys hanging in there with me? Who's going to try this? Where is everyone today, guys? Where is everyone? I feel like we're missing a lot of our regular peeps. All right, so roll out a worm, but I'm going to leave it chunky. I'm going to leave it a little chunky. I don't want to make it super thin. Bring our snowman back. And wrap it right around where the hat meets the snowman. Cut it off. Put the excess back in the hot tub with its friends. Hide from the hubby. Don't have to hear anything. Yeah. What he doesn't know won't hurt him, right? All right, then I'm finger pressing that down so all my clay touches. And then we're gonna do the pinch and pull method. Take your tweezers and lightly give it a pinch and pull. Just be careful, don't hit your snowman. Take your time. You don't want to hit your snowman and mess your snowman up. And apparently I get super quiet when I pinch and pull. Hi, Andrea. Welcome. How are you? Do you guys have any questions for me on anything that I've showed so far today? It's pretty self-explanatory. How did it move out of your craft? Oh, because you ran out of room in your craft room, so then you were hiding it in other spots, Maureen? Is that what you mean? Yeah, that's kind of what I do with the bags in the garage. And it got so crazy towards, as the holidays got nearer. I'm sure you can relate, Maureen. And I just didn't have time to put things like where they belonged. So I just started leaving it on the floor in the garage. All right, and then you can refine your fur. I'll hold this up to show you, but super cute. I like my fur to be really puffy and fluffy. Okay, so then you have that. All right, and then what I did, you can make a little pom-pom for the top of the hat the same way, but what I did for the puppy is I had these tiny little iridescent fluffy white pom-poms. So just to add a little bit of extra texture, I went ahead and did the pom-pom. And I'm using 2 glues because this is fabric to clay. Hot glue will not hold this on permanently as the clay dries. So I'm going to use 2 glues. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Welcome. A little bit of tacky glue. Here we go. Here it comes. A little bit of tacky glue. 2 little drops of tacky glue. And then a little tiny drop of hot glue right in the middle. Okay, then we're going to add that on the top of, actually, I forgot, on the puppy. I cut the top of the hat off to make it flat, and then add your pom-pom. so stinking cute, you guys. So cute. So cute, so cute. All right. All right, so the eyes I'm going to do with the puffy paint. I'll show you how to make the scarf next. I want to give them a little bit of rosy cheeks, which I should have done before I put the mouth and the nose, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll come in with just a tiny little bit of pink for her cheeks. Adorable. I feel like adding the cheekers just makes your little characters come to life, guys. And I like big rosy cheeks. I couldn't do it on the puppy because the puppy's brown. The pink really wouldn't show up that good, but it definitely can do it on the snowman. Super adorable. Hi, Sandra. Welcome. How are you today? Thank you for joining us. All right, the eyes are going to be puffy paint. I have a tiny little piece of black fuzz in my orange carrot nose. Let's see if I can coax it out. I got it. First try, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right, now I'm going to show you how to do the scarf. And I will give the snowman a button or two below the scarf, and I'm going to do that with puffy paint too. All right, so bring your white and pink back. Who's crafting along with me today? Who's crafting with me? And if you're not crafting, what are you doing? Hopefully y'all are not at work. That would not be fun. I know Brandy is. I know Brandy is. My friend Brandy. All right. Pull some white. Roll a worm. And our characters are really small, you guys. So the worms that I'm going to roll, the white and the pink, I'm doing relatively thin. Okay. I hope you guys give this a try. This is oh, Stacy, boo. Boo, quit your job. No, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, that looks good. Then we'll come in with some pink. We're going to do the exact same thing. Give it a quick little condition. I love this, that it's wintry, but you could, if you didn't want to do winter, if you're not so much into snowmen, I love snowmen. If you're not so much into snowmen, you could spin this, change the colors, do red and pink, and do it more Valentine's-y. If you didn't want to do a snowman, you could just do the puppy, make the puppy bigger, put it on a little heart. Debbie was showing those boxes that she got from the Dollar Tree. All right, then when your two colors are rolled out to kind of look like the same width, I'm gonna put them together, end to end. And I will just need that much. I won't need more than that. All right, put this extra bag in the hot tub. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I miss you. Joanne and I sat next to each other at Fake Bakers Gone Wild, and there was some shenanigans going on. That's all I'm gonna say. Lots of giggling and shenanigans. All right, guys, and then I'm just gonna twist it with my hands because it's so delicate and tiny. Normally when you have the bigger worms, you can do the one hand up, one hand down, but I don't want to warp the shape of this. So I'm just gonna twist it with my fingers until it gets twisted and even looking like you're making a candy cane or a lollipop. This one's just really small. Okay. Then when you feel like it looks pretty even, hold it up and show you. Okay, I'm gonna lay it back down on my table. And then come back in with that sweater impression mat. I'm gonna finger press it down just a little first. Just a little, not too much, because I want the mat to do the heavy lifting for me, okay? Take your mat and you're gonna carefully just press it into your candy cane twist situation. I'm gonna go back over it again. Make sure I have nice, because you know as the clay dries, it shrinks and puffs and a lot of this texture will disappear. So I wanna make sure. Then because our guys are tiny and because this is uneven, I come back in like with my two pinky fingers and gently and lightly press it together to give it a nice, even, uniform shape and narrow it up some. Because these guys are tiny, they're tiny, okay? So then you have your candy cane looking scarf. Ketchup, yes. Joanne, yeah, there is a lot of, I'm just gonna say there is a lot of giggling going on. All right, bring little snow lady back. And we're gonna start with the one end, kind of touch it right into where her head meets her body. We're gonna wrap it around. I'm pushing it down a little because they don't want it to cover her cute little mouth, and we'll cut it off on that side and finger press it down. All right, so then it looks like that, okay? We're losing people. Either people are busy or they're not feeling my project today. That makes me sad. That makes me sad. Well, maybe we'll have some friends come back and watch the replay later today. I always try to come up with things that are cute that I think you guys would like. Oh, Sandy. All right, so I snipped a little of the top end of this off. This is gonna be the knot now. And I want to do it on the opposite side of the puppy. So the one puppy's on the left. So on the snow lady, I'm going to go on the right and just touch it onto where the knot for the scarf would be. Let it hang down a little bit. Cut that off. I had one of my Tupperwares sitting ready to go. I will save this because remember we need to add a scarf to that puppy I just did this morning. So I will save that. And then I'm gonna come in with my scissors. I'm gonna come in with my sharp pointy scissors. Oh, got you. Yeah, there's only 14 on though, Maureen, and normally there's like close to 30. So I'm wondering where is everyone today? Where is everyone? All right, and then I'm just going to cut some fringe in her scarf. Can you guys see what I'm doing? It's so tiny, I wanted to get my pointier scissors. Okay, that'll do. And then I kind of just flare them out a little so as they dry, they'll dry flared out. All right, there's our little snow lady. Like I said, I am going to give her puffy paint eyes and buttons, but I don't want to do it now because we're still handling these pieces. And I don't want to take the chance of adding the puffy paint and then put my finger in it. You guys know what I mean? All right, so then last night I went ahead and made up a couple of the little holly leaves and berries. We are going to stick one of them onto the top of her little hat, like we did for the puppy. All right, let me put a little bit of super glue on the back, because that white fur, it doesn't take long for the clay to start forming that skin, you guys. It doesn't take long at all. Look at how sweet she is. Hey, Doll Face Delights, welcome in. All right, so we have our snow lady. We have our puppy. How am I doing on time? 20 minutes. We can go back and finish this puppy, but I want to keep going on this. So I'm going to pull over my snow globe that I prepped last night. Thank you, Joanne. All right, and then I'm going to come over and bring in some of my, you guys know I keep a stash of softer clay that's very easy to, pliable to mold. Sorry, the bag is loud. And I like using this softer clay for drips and snow because it's, thank you, Ramona. Yeah, I love me a small project. I love me my miniatures. All right, I'm just kind of, I don't even really want to roll it because I want it to be mushy and look like snow, like just new fallen fluffy snowdrift. We're gonna add it to the bottom of where our globe meets the base. And I'm adding a little bit of tacky glue just because I did that globe last night. So for all intents and purposes, the globe is a little dry. This might be too much. This might be too much. I don't want the snow to overwhelm our little characters. Let's see though. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna roll like a chunky little worm situation. And just stick it in there. I want it really fluffy. And then I'm just gonna use my fingers and like mess it up a little. Mess it up. See, this is why I cut my nails off, you guys. I can't have nails and do this. I basically want it to look like I did on this one. See how it looks chunky like snow, and then I did add some diamond dust over the top. I will do that to this too. But I'm just gonna keep pushing it around with my fingers until I get the desired look to look like snow. Might be a little bit too much, guys. I'm gonna cut some of it away and then we'll finger press it again. So I wanna make sure I have room for our cute little characters. I'm being careful on the sides to kind of have that snow. Keep the shape of the side of the snow globe. And there's no rhyme or reason to this. I just call it the messy technique, guys. You guys have seen me do this lots of times. The messy technique. Carly loves it when I say that. All right, that looks good, guys. That looks good. I'll hold it up. When I'm happy with the shape, I'll hold it up so you can see. Just the messy technique, finger pressing, just to make it look like snow. And then when you put the diamond dust or glitter or whatever over the top, it kind of evens it out, refines it a little. If I have any clear wrinkles, I'm going back over. And this is why I like to use a softer, more wet clay because it's very pliable and easy to mold, okay? All right, so that looks like some new fallen snow. Sandy send me a private message. Still watching for your payment on your first order, your reindeer and your polar bear. Okay, so then we're gonna come in with our puppy dog, our cute little puppy dog, the one I made last night because it's mostly dry. And I'll add a little bit of super glue because I made the dog last night and the snow globe last night. We're gonna place him into the snow and push him down in there. So it looks like he's walking through the snow. And say it with me, class. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it for 5 seconds. And I just made sure before I stuck it down that he was completely inside the snow globe. I didn't want his hat like sticking out. Now you can stop there. Like I said, if you didn't want to do a snowman, you could stop there, but we did do the snowman. And now he is, yep, about the same size as the dog. And I'm gonna make a little indentation to put him in there, or her. I'm going to add a little super glue on the back. She is still wet, but like I said, the snow globe is dry. And then we're gonna stick her down in that snow until she is all the way into the snow globe, and then finger press her down. We wanna make sure. Her little hat is all the way inside the snow. And then if you need to readjust any of your snow on the front to make it look like she actually is sitting in the snow drift, go ahead. And like I said, I will add the diamond dust to the snow, but I am going to wait and do that tomorrow. I'm gonna give all of this a chance to dry overnight. Okay, there's our 2 little friends. There's our 2 little friends. Super cute, super cute. All right, so now let me come in with the puffy paint, and I have my tiniest little ball tool dotter from the Dollar Tree. I'm gonna add a little bit of, cause I don't trust myself. Thank you, Shannon. I don't trust myself to go directly to my projects. I know a lot of people do that, but I feel like puffy paint can be very tricky and it can splurt out. And oh my gosh, you guys, I would hate after I got to this point if I ruined it. So I'm gonna take my tiniest end into the puffy paint, okay? We're gonna give our little snow person, push this up a little. Give our little snow lady some eyes. And we used the puppy I did last night, so the puppy already has her eyes. So one eye on one side of the nose. I'm gonna turn it and do the other eye. on the other side of the nose. And I kind of, to stabilize my hand, because I just had coffee and my hands are shaking. Super cute. Perfect. See what I mean though? If I tried doing that directly from the bottle, I wouldn't get it tiny like I wanted. And chances are for me, it would splurt out and make a mess. I'm going back over them now that I have them there. I'm going back over them again to make them a little bit bigger, because the puppy dog has bigger eyes and I like them. So I want to make the snowman eyes a little bit bigger. Okay, now let's give her buttons, the snow lady. I'm using the same black puffy paint and gonna come in and give her 1, 2, oh my gosh, you guys, 3 little buttons. Super cute, super adorable. All right, let me get this puppy paint off my expensive tool from the dollar store. All right, adorable. Puppy love, puppy. And she loves her little friend, but I wanted to incorporate love. And on my original one, I added the snowflakes and then the little puffy paint dots. So on this one, to make it a little bit different, instead of doing snowflakes last night, I punched out some hearts, tiny, with my little extruder punch thingamajig. And we're gonna add that. We're gonna add these little hearts as the snowflakes. So I'm gonna place them around to get my placement kind of where I want them. So stinking cute, you guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, I think 5 will be good. You guys loving it? Who's gonna make it? Who's gonna go and make it? Again, I got the snow glue cookie cutter from my friend Michelle, Crafty Ma'am. And the puppy and the snowman, I just free created. I showed you how to make them both right here on today's live. All right, I'm just adding super glue to the little hearts. And we're adding them as our snowflakes. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being here. You guys know, I feel like I'm trying to get my followers to come back because I took 10 days out for the holidays and I feel like everyone forgot me while I was gone. So that might be why I don't have a lot of people here, or people might just be busy. Go figure. All right. Super cute, guys. And then I am going to add some of the white puffy paint dots to look like teeny tiny snowflakes off in the distance. So again, I know a lot of people just go right to their project, but I don't trust myself, guys. I don't trust myself going right to my project. So I'm gonna come back in with my tiniest, actually no, I'm gonna use this, the bigger end this time. Hi Raquel, how are you? I'm gonna come back in with the little bit larger end on the ball tool and add some dots. And I get quiet when I'm working with puffy paint. You see, I'm adding a dot and then I'm going back and making it a little bit larger. I will hold it up in a second. Let me get all these dots on and then I'll hold it up for you guys to see and then tell me what you think. I love how this turned out. You guys know I say that all the time. I have an idea in my head, and it always surprises me when I execute it and it actually comes out like it looked in my head. Most often things work out. Every once in a while, I might have a fail. Most often it comes out, and you can pivot. You can pivot, make it work. Super cute. I think I want to do one in between the friends. Right there. Looks like I need another one here. Being very careful. Don't want to mess it up after all our work, right guys? Well, I hope you give this a try. If anyone loves it and wants one, reach out to me in a private message. I'd be super happy to make one for you. Okay, I think that's good now, guys. And I can't remember if I mentioned or not, I did shade the snow globe this morning. I made the snow globe last night and let it dry overnight, and then I did shade it. The bottom I shaded with some black, and then the blue part I shaded with some blue this morning. I always like to give my clay, if I can, a chance to dry because I have better results with the shading. Super cute. So I'm gonna let this continue to dry, and then once it's dry, I will add it onto the snowflake base. But here is how it turned out. Sandy, you love it? I love it too. If you didn't have a snowflake, you could put a skewer in the bottom and use it to put into a winter arrangement. But that's my take on the Puppy Love Challenge, guys. And then, like I said, I will add it. I'm going to give it a chance to dry. I'm going to add diamond dust to the snow. And then I'll add it onto the acrylic snowflake tomorrow after everything's dried up. Super cute, right? Raquel, you like it? Yeah, it came out adorable. All right, so I have a few minutes left. We can go back to just use up my time, and we can finish this little puppy dog that I showed you the parts and pieces how to create that puppy dog this morning. So this little puppy dog needs a hat. If you missed any parts, thank you, Raquel. Thank you, Brenda. If you missed any parts of how this cutie patootie was made, feel free to go back and watch my replay. Thank you to everyone who was here today. Thank you to everyone who sprinkled and shared. Thank you to everyone who follows me. You know, Facebook is doing some shenanigans, guys, so do go back when you have time and double check and make sure you are, in fact, still following me, guys, because the past couple weeks, Facebook has been unfollowing people automatically, meaning, like, if you think you're following someone, somehow it has you automatically unfollow. Hi, Leanne. I didn't see you sneak in. Thank you. All right. So there's our knit. We'll come back in with our little triangle cutter. And remember, we're going to cut out 2. And for the puppy dog, I had the pattern going this way. And for the snowman, I reversed it and had it going that way. So I'm going to do the same thing. Not that it really matters, guys, but just to give each of your little characters a different kind of vibe. There's 1 and 2. Okay, and I cut out 2 again to create the thickness. Up next after me, guys, is my friend Christine from I'm Snow Crafty. So we'll head over to her page next and see what she has in store for us. Bring little puppy dog back. Remember, I cut the top off a little, so our pom-pom will sit flat on it. And then I am gonna stick a little bit of toothpick in the top of Puppy Dog's head. He'll be okay, I promise. It looks painful, but he'll be okay, I promise, guys. Hey, Jennifer. I thought of you when I created this project. Look at how sweet and adorable. Love it, love it, love it so much. All right. 3 minutes left, guys. Bring my parchment paper back over so I don't have an oopsie on my silicone mat. Add some super glue to the bottom of the hat. And then we'll attach that hat onto Puppy Dog head. And then next, we did the fur. Oh, Ramona, Facebook. I mean, you could go in and check, like when you're on my page, you can, somewhere you can click on something for notifications when you're on my business page to see if it is on, but I hate that. I hate that so much. Facebook, I don't understand. It's like they're driving people away on purpose. I don't understand. All right, roll the little worm. We left it semi-chunky because this is going to be the fur. And then thin it down just a little. All right, like I said, we're gonna hop over and see what Christine has planned to share with us today. Christine from I'm Snow Crafty. All right, finger pressing both ends to make sure it's touching the hat and the head. Oh, Jennifer, I knew you would. I knew you would. All your goodies are sitting over here. They're skewered and I'm flipping them to dry, 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 dry. The front is like 90% dry. The backs are still very wet, 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 wet. Jennifer recently placed a custom order with me and all of her pieces are sitting over here on the side drying. Cute. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you very much being here. We'll head over to Christine's. I'll be live again today at 2 for a Christmas handmade liquidation sale. 50% off and more. You guys don't want to miss it. Until next time, guys, be sweet. Love you all. Bye.